Hi, this is Mrs. Micah, and I'm going to show a quick video on rounding. Some of the questions that we encounter for third graders where they're expected to be able to understand what the least whole number is that rounds to a certain number or what the greatest whole number is that rounds to a certain number. So in third grade, we round to the nearest tens place and we round to the nearest hundreds place. You can see all this. Right, so the questions are phrased in this manner. When rounding to the nearest tens or when rounding to the nearest hundreds place, one of these will be selected for the question, not both in the same question. What is the least or greatest? Again, one of these will be selected for one question. They won't ask for both. Whole number when rounding to the nearest, and it'll either be a tens place or the hundreds place. So I guess that, or rounds to, I'm sorry. It might be rounding to, this is just the number that they're rounding. So for example, on what we do to teach the students how to answer these types of questions and just think about the range of numbers that would round to a certain number when rounding to a tens place is we use a number line. And in this situation, we're going to put the number that we're rounding to right in the middle. So for example, if the question were phrased, when rounding to the nearest tens place, what is the least whole number that rounds to 30 in this situation? So we have the students practice drawing a number line and placing the number right in the center. And that way we can visualize the whole range of numbers that will round to this number. So in this example that I just gave, we're looking for the least whole number. But when we practice doing these questions in class, I always have the kids write the whole range of numbers. And that way they're always got that range of numbers in their head so they understand how to think about rounding. So if we're rounding to the least whole number, I always have them start and count backwards, and we'll say, does 29 round up to 30? Yes. 28 round up to 30, and so on. 27, 26, 25. Yes, these will all round up to 30. Will 24 round up to 30? No, it will not. We're not even going to put it on our number line. So we're going to circle 25 when we know that 25 is the least whole number that will round to 30. Now we're going to continue so that this becomes so automatic that the kids always understand how the range of numbers that will round to any whole number. So if I'm going to go up, we'll say, will 30 round down to 30? Yes. 32? Yes. 33? Yes. 34? Yes. Will 35 round down? No. 35 is going to round up to 40. So the greatest whole number that's going to round to 30 is 34, and the least whole number that's going to round to 30 is 25. Now, when we're rounding to the hundreds place, it gets a little more tricky because we're adding more places in our place value. So again, but it's the same concept, and we are only mostly concerned about the tens place when we're just straight rounding, but we have to take into consideration the ones place as well when it's asking us the question, what's the least whole number or the greatest whole number that's going to round to 400. So if we're rounding to 400 and we're trying to determine the least whole number, again, I'm going to go backwards. And this type of a question, kids usually pick up on it. They know it's going to be less than 400. So we'll say 390, 380, I have to write smaller, 370, 360, and then 350. And then we talk about all the numbers in between these tens, of course, are still going to round up to 400. So our least whole number that's going to round to 400 is 350. Now, again, it's a similar process as we did when we were rounding to the tens place, and we're going to just count by tens. So 410, 420 is going to round down to 400. 430 is going to round down to 400. 440 is going to round down to 400. But is that our greatest whole number that's going to round down to 400? Will 441, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 still round down? Yes, they will, because the tens place hasn't changed to that 5 yet. That's going to bump it up to round it up to the next whole number. So our greatest whole number that's going to round down to 400 is 449. I hope that you find this strategy helpful in working with your child in reminding them how to find the greatest or least whole number that rounds to the tens place in answering these types of questions, and just thinking about that whole range of numbers that will round to a different number in different place values. Thank you.